Video 5. In a new terrain file, we can define pad geometry and positions.
And I want to plan my pads in a bit more detail now. So I've got these lines to use as a bit of a frame of reference. I'm not going to actually design them yet, so I'm not going to include grading off their edges. I'm not going to set the pads on grade and have a cross slope. I'm going to worry about that while I'm designing my road. But I do want to just kind of figure out which way it makes sense to orient these pads, and yeah, if it makes sense to have any different configurations. So I'm going to do that in terrain as well, but I'm going to do it in a new instance of terrain. So I'm going to right-click Plan Options. I'm going to add in a background. That background is going to be my topo. And I'm going to also add in that image. So that image, I want to have it washed out a lot. And that topo, I want to turn snapping on, and I don't want it washed out. So there's that, and since it's a background, I can't select things. Now I'm going to insert my file, and I'm going to use that pad geometry from a previous project to set things up the way I'd like. So I've got those pads in here. I'm going to select Feature, Move by Rectangle. I'm going to hit Zoom to Extents, and I'm going to move those up to be close to my design. Alright, I'm going to take those, and I want to be able to see my turbine location. It's just a point, so let's change our symbol for those so it's a little easier to see. And let's position those where it makes sense to. So I'm going to consider my 3D view while I do this. I want to see my surface in here. So 3D, topo, and we'll make it transparent. So let's tile these side by side, a little easier to see what's going on. And let's start by taking this. So I'm going to copy it, I'm going to paste it, then I'm going to move what I've just pasted, and I'm going to position it. And we'll shift it up just to see the line work. And we could, if it was something that we wanted to look at in a lot more detail, we could do our grading from these features, but I'm not going to here. That looks reasonable. We'll do the same thing over here. Now, which side would we like for that one? I think it makes sense to go with this one. This will have the boom laydown on the high side. So I'm just making copies of this so I can always go back to the originals. That looks reasonable there. Make sure we're lined up really close with that turbine. There we are. And once again, I'm just going to do a quick check. Looks totally reasonable. Let's go with this one here. So making a copy. We've got that. Let's shift that up. Looks reasonable. And now for this other one here, I'm going to do something a little different. Now, let's just exaggerate this. So here we can see we've got this one little ridge. We've got a tight corner, or tight-ish corner. I'm going to want to smooth that out as much as possible. And for that, rather than having my full pad geometry, I'm thinking it would be beneficial to get rid of our boom laydown. And maybe we go with a wider road in between that and the next one. Oh. I think that looks reasonable. We'll come up around and come back down. That seems reasonable. Sure. So we've got that ridge. Let's set that across there. Looks good. And this last one, I think we'll do the same thing as what we previously did, and we'll get rid of the boom lay down here and plan to walk our train from point A to point B. We'll use this one. Alright, so I've got all these pads, at least preliminarily positioned. I haven't accounted for their earthworks, their cuts, their fill slopes, etc., because I'm going to do that in my road design. But I've got kind of an idea of how I expect these to lay, and now I think we're good to save this and jump over into location for our road.